Hey guys, Miss Phillips here. Happy Wednesday. Start off with a little smile above. Why are fish so smart? Because they live in schools. So hopefully that brought a little smile to your Wednesday. Make sure you're comfortable and ready for class, in a good space for learning. You'll need a charged Chromebook, and I would suggest having your math binder or a piece of paper nearby because you might want to jot down some notes or some reminders. As today we're going to be talking about graphing inequalities on a number line. Special note, we will be meeting tomorrow as a group at 11 o'clock in Google Meet. So I would like you to use the code Math6Gold to enter, and we're going to be going over graphing inequalities tomorrow as a group. So today we're going to get a nice loose introduction. It is something brand new to you, so there might be some questions. So if you have a lot of thoughts and questions, jot them down and then come prepared to our Google Meet tomorrow, and we'll have time to talk about them. Let's get started with a mental math warm-up. And these mental math warm-ups were actually submitted by you guys last week. So we'll do 2 today, and then we'll do some later on throughout our distance learning. So start with 50, multiply by 10, divide by 50, multiply by 5, divide by 5. If you want to hear it again, pause and restart it. And hopefully you got 10 as your answer. All right, let's do another one. You start with $83. You go shopping and you spend $51. You spend another $31. Your family is feeling generous and they give you $67. You water your neighbor's plants and make $22. And then you go on Amazon and you spend $40. How much money are you left with? All right, you should have gotten $50 as your final one. There were a ton of steps in there, so make sure you try it again if you missed it and try to catch where your mistake is. Okay, we have been talking about inequalities. Today we're going to take it a little step further and talk about putting them onto a number line. So we're combining two things that you already know. You already know what an inequality is. It is a statement that shows that a number and a variable are not equal to each other. For example, 3 is greater than x, or x is greater than or equal to 17. Those are examples of inequalities, and you know that inequalities have different symbols at this point. We have greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So those are the symbols we're going to continue to see today as we talk about graphing them on a number line. So you know what an inequality is, and you also know what a number line is. So for the foreseeable future, our number lines are going to have integers on them, so positive and negative whole numbers. So here's a little number line. We'll have 0 in the middle, and we have our positive numbers going to the right of 0 and our negative numbers going to the left of 0. Remember, number lines have arrows at the ends, and that's symbolizing that they go on forever and ever and ever in both directions. So we have positive infinity and negative infinity represented on our number line. So today we're going to look at how do we put an inequality onto a number line. So we're going to start with one really small, and I'm just going to do it on my whiteboard here. I might flip over to another screen if I feel like we need a little more room to practice. So let's start with this inequality. I want you to think about how you would read this. I would read it, x is greater than 1. Is x equal to 1? No, it's greater than 1. So if x is greater than 1, I'm going to put my whiteboard down for a second. I'm going to put an open circle on 1. And then if x, my variable, my unknown, is greater than 1, I'm going to make an arrow showing all the numbers that it could be. X is greater than 1, so it could be anything bigger than 1. Could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 3,000, it could be 2.5 million. Remember, my number line goes on forever and ever. So that open circle on the number line shows that 1 is not an answer, 1 is not a possible solution, but anything greater than 1 is. What if we saw an inequality that said x is greater than or equal to 1? Just by adding that little line underneath my greater than sign, now I know that x could be equal to 1 or it could be greater than 1. So see if you can notice just a very small difference on my number line here. Okay, what do you notice that's different? Can you tell? I'm sorry, my head's like up under the whiteboard. All right, do you see that now my circle is colored in? That means that x could be 1 or it could be anything greater than 1. That's the only difference. If our symbols are just greater than or less than, we use an open circle. So greater than or less than, open circle. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, it's going to be a closed circle. I'm going to pause for a moment and head over to another screen where I might be able to show you some more examples a little better. So hold on for a second. All right, let's see how this works. I know my handwriting is not as nice as it usually is on our whiteboard at school, but stick with me. All right, over here on the left-hand side, we have our inequality, and we read that x is greater than -2. So I want you to think in your head right now, what are some possibilities for x? It just has to be bigger than -2. So look at over here at your number line. Could x be 0? Yeah. Is 0 bigger than -2? Yep. Could x be 14? Yep, 14 is bigger than -2. Could x be -4? No, because -4 is less than -2. So remember, x could be a ton of different integers. So the way we're going to show all of the possibilities of what x could be is keeping in mind that it's greater than -2. So I'm going to find number 2, or -2 here, and I'm going to put an open circle because x cannot be -2. It has to be greater than -2. So I have an open circle, and then I'm just going to make a line over all of the possible integers that x could be. So x is anything greater than -2. Remember, that arrow goes on and on forever in both directions. So it could be -1 or anything bigger than that. Let's try another one. What if our inequality was c is greater than or equal to, let's do 0. So as I'm drawing my number line, I want you to be thinking about all of the possibilities that C could be. C is greater than or equal to 0. So think of these answers in your head. Could C be 0? Could C be -1? Could C be 36? Let's take a look. It's greater than or equal to 0. So it could be 0, or it could be anything larger than 0. So I'm going to find 0, and I'm going to put my circle, but I'm going to make my circle closed, meaning I'm going to color it in, because C could be 0, or it could be anything greater than 0. Let's try one more. Let's do an L for Luca. L is less than or equal to 4. So again, as I draw my shaky number line, I want you to be thinking about some possibilities of what our variable L could be equal to if it's less than or equal to 4. Could L be 3? Could L be -1? Could L be -100? It's less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to find 4. And remember, I color it in if it could be 4. L could be 4 because it's less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to color it in. And then if it's less than 4, I'm going to make my arrow to the left. All right. So what do you notice here? When it's greater than or less than or equal to, it's a closed circle. If it's just greater than or just less than, it's an open circle. I'm going to have you do just a little bit of practice online today with graphing inequalities. And remember, we're going to meet tomorrow in Google Meet at 11 o'clock using the code Math6Gold, and we're going to talk more about graphing inequalities. So if you have some questions, feel free to email me or hold on to them, and I'll be sure to answer them tomorrow in our Google Meet. Keep up the awesome work. I am so proud of you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 11. Bye, guys.